political peace. And what we have been having on the Plateau, so for how many years? We have been having political peace as far as I'm concerned. We have not yet had concrete peace. The locals have not yet been involved to see that, look, this is what we need to do. It's not about calling religious leaders, calling traditional rulers to a room, take tea for workshop, peace workshop. It's not about theory. What is happening in the villages and in the hinterlands is more than, it's reality. It's not about theory. It's not about sitting down and taking tea in the room and say that you are giving us a roadmap to peace.
Bagos.
The people in the villages need to be involved. We need to take policing to a different level. That is not just, we should be just wait. And that's why we have been canvassing for state police. That's why we have been canvassing, look, get the locals involved. For 50% of the solution in the Northeast, it is when the civilian JTF got involved. Get the locals involved. Let's have civilian JTF. I can assure you, when the civilians are involved in policing their own community, we will have some level of level of peace.
Mr. Bagos, I think it's also very important, as much as, you know, clearly a lot of people have had very harsh reaction to what the spokesperson for Miyetti Allah came out and said. There's also something to be said about the fact that you do have armed youths who have been killing, who have been killing herders and those with cattle, and killing the cattle as well. If that is a reality, because we have to acknowledge both sides here, how do you now, whose hands do you put arms into? Because ultimately you have a bit of complicity on both sides here. How do you address the problem?
Let me give you an example. There is no any youth, as I'm talking to you, on the Plateau, a Plateau indigene, that as a result of these attacks have come out to defend themselves and have been arrested with AK-47. There is none. The highest you will see, or you will see some of these youths that have been arrested, are just with sticks. And highest, maybe this machete that...
Mr. Bagos, is that fair? No, is that fair to reality now? Because we have heard of herdsmen being killed in the Plateau by armed youths. Is it not? No. Is it not a natural reaction to some of the atrocities?
You can't say that by the youth. Where did all this started? For instance, now, if you are here and you are being attacked, you just sit down. You can't defend yourself. We don't have the issue of the law of self-defense again in the country. We don't use that. So if you don't have any serious backup, that any serious security that can be able to defend you before anything happens to you, you just sit down and say, oh, here am I, kill me. Just like it has been happening. So those are, you know, most of the situations, check the people that have been arrested is as a result of when they come out to defend themselves after the attack, because nobody has come to defend them. And those are the people that usually fall victims. Those are the people that usually fall victims. But the real attackers, they will come, attack, disappear. But when youths come out just to defend themselves and to see nobody attacks them again, they are the victims of the arrest all the time. Go and check. But since I know the issues of attacks on the Plateau, there has not been any arrest of any herdsman.
So let me be very clear here. What essentially, in your view, there has not been a situation at all where youths that are indigents of the Plateau have killed or stolen cattle and run away.
What is happening in Zamfara now? What is happening in the killings that are happening in Zamfara now? Are you saying that because what they usually are trying to bring it along religious line. But what is happening in Zamfara now? Who are the cattle rustlers? So even among the headsmen, there are cattle rustlers. I know of a situation of where cattle rustlers were being arrested and they were found to be the Fulani themselves. So even among them, they have their own internal record that they rustle cattle among... Look, Plateau people are farmers. What do we need cows for?
Let's get to the reaction now. Let's get to the response of the federal government now.
Yeah.
We have heard that the Inspector General of the Police has sent the DIG of operations to the Plateau to superintend over operations in that state. In your mind, how much of this is a lack of political will on the part of government to effectively deal with this problem, and how much of it is just sheer incompetence?
Yeah, unfortunately, situation of security in Nigeria, we don't take prevention before it happens. We allow it to happen, then we come with all manner of solutions. For instance, is the DIG going to be in Plateau State for the next 2 years? Is just going to be there for 1 week, 2 weeks, and they will leave us? Will the helicopters be with us on the plateau for the next 1 year or 2 years? They will go and comb the areas when the attackers has already retreated. Now, definitely, they will do all the necessary search and they will not see anybody. Do we have helicopters, security gadgets that will comb the areas on the plateau for the next 5, 10, 20 years, that plateau people will have confidence that, look, we now have security? All these are just political, administrative, security brouhaha, as far as I'm concerned. People want to have confidence of security agencies. We want to see that, okay, a helicopter have been deployed to Plateau State, that we now have a helicopter every day hovering around, that we have gadgets, binoculars doing a lot of security issues. We are in the 21st century, for Christ's sake. So, but security needs to step up to what is happening in the 21st century. We are not supposed to just sit down and when it happened, our security are not fire service. Oh. That is, when there is fire, then you go and quench the fire. No, security is supposed to be a situation where you preempt.
Mr. Bagos, that's a fine place to leave it. Unfortunately, we have run out of time. Just want to thank you for sharing your thoughts with us this morning. It's a very emotional issue.
Thank you.
And our condolences to the people of Plateau State this morning.
Thank you.
Standing by with me has been Mr. Dachung Bagos, a member of the Plateau State Youth Forum for Peace and Progress. At this juncture, we throw it back over to our Lagos studio where Chamberlain is standing by. Chamberlain?